Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to Book Summary 5, the 5-minute summary channel. I'm Sammy, your host. Today, we're diving into Dune Messiah by Frank Herbert, published in 1969. This novel is the second installment in the Dune series, continuing the epic saga of Paul Atreides as he navigates the complex and perilous politics of the universe. Let's dive into the key events and storylines so you'll feel like you've read it cover to cover. Dune Messiah is set 12 years after the events of Dune. Paul Atreides, now known as Emperor Paul Muad'Dib, has solidified his rule over the universe through the power of the Fremen and their control of the spice Melange. However, his reign is marked by widespread violence and Jihad as his followers wage holy war across the galaxy in his name, resulting in billions of deaths. Paul is tormented by his visions of the future and the destructive path his rule has taken. Despite his power, Paul faces numerous political and personal challenges. The novel opens with a conspiracy against him involving the Bene Gesserit Sisterhood, the Spacing Guild, and the remnants of House Carino, led by Princess Irulan. Irulan, Paul's wife through a political marriage, is frustrated by her lack of influence and her inability to bear Paul an heir, as Paul's true love remains with Chani, his Fremen concubine. The conspirators aim to undermine Paul's rule by using a Ghola of Duncan, Idaho, Paul's loyal friend and swordmaster who died protecting him in the first book. The Ghola, named Hate, is a key element in their plot to destabilize Paul emotionally and politically. Hate is imbued with the memories and skills of Duncan, Idaho, but is conditioned to betray Paul. Paul's visions continue to haunt him, revealing possible futures filled with suffering and devastation. He struggles with the burden of his prescience, knowing that any attempt to change the future could lead to even worse outcomes. This internal conflict is central to Paul's character and the story's philosophical themes. Chani, aware of her inability to conceive due to Irulan secretly administering contraceptives, becomes pregnant after Paul intervenes. However, her pregnancy is fraught with complications, further straining Paul as he tries to protect his unborn children and maintain control over his empire. The Bene Tleilax, a shadowy and manipulative faction, play a significant role in the conspiracy. They provide the Ghola, Hate, and have their own agenda in destabilizing Paul's rule. The Bene Tleilax are known for their genetic manipulation and advanced technology, making them a formidable force in the political landscape of the universe. As the plot against Paul unfolds, he navigates the treacherous waters of intrigue and betrayal. His trusted aides, Stilgar and Gurney Halleck, remain by his side, helping him to manage the political and military aspects of his empire. However, the pressure and constant threat of assassination take a heavy toll on Paul. In a pivotal moment, Hate regains his memories as Duncan, Idaho, overcoming his programming and reaffirming his loyalty to Paul. This unexpected turn provides Paul with a brief respite and a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos. Chani's pregnancy complications worsen, leading to her death during childbirth. She gives birth to twins, Leto Sect and Ghanima, who inherit Paul's prescient abilities. Chani's death devastates Paul, who is left to grapple with his grief and the realization that his visions have come to pass despite his efforts to prevent them. In a climactic confrontation, Paul blinds himself using a device to adhere to Fremen customs after losing his sight due to a bomb blast. However, his prescient abilities allow him to see despite his physical blindness. He relinquishes his throne, walking into the desert in the Fremen tradition, leaving the empire to his sister Alia and his unborn children to shape the future of their dynasty. Dune Messiah is a profound exploration of power, fate, and the human condition. Frank Herbert delves into the consequences of Paul's rise to power and the moral complexities of his rule. The novel raises questions about destiny, leadership, and the cost of wielding immense power. In conclusion, Dune Messiah offers a dark and introspective continuation of the Dune saga, delving into the challenges and sacrifices faced by Paul Atreides as he navigates the treacherous political landscape of his empire. It's a story that challenges readers to think deeply about the nature of power and the consequences of our actions. Thank you for tuning in to Book Summary 5, the 5-minute summary channel. If you enjoyed this summary, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Until next time, happy reading.